Oh, I look so chocolate. Ooh. What's up, my baby daddies? That's a term of endearment for the people who follow me, okay? They know what it means. I normally talk a little bit at the beginning of my videos, but I kind of just want to get into it because, I don't know, it feels a little long overdue. Here's some ideas that the Black community needs to take into consideration if they want their community to fix itself. I don't know, the reason why I said fix itself, it's almost like nobody is doing anything about it. I wanted to be able to make this video and explain how I felt about this and how I have been feeling for several years. I even have dreams about this, and that's how serious it is. And I feel like I've been getting a lot of signs of the universe just telling me to hurry up and do it. Just do the video, because a lot of people don't think the same. Although we do think that everybody is the same in this world, we aren't, unfortunately. So I feel like I'm pretty logical, and I feel like here are a few things that we could do to fix our community. Now, I did want to put a disclaimer out there. I am African American. I'm not Black American. Being Black American just means that your ancestors were stripped of their culture, so they had to make a new one. And let me say, you guys are doing a damn good job at creating a new culture with nobody's help. And the issue about creating your own culture is that other people are taking from your culture and trying to make it seem like it's theirs. I was born and raised here, so that gives me my Black American card, but both of my parents came here from Nigeria. That means my ancestors were never slaves. And like I said again, there is nothing wrong with that. That just means that you have a culture, and in your culture your ancestors were slaves and overcame it. I feel like a lot of Black people are angry about this, and I feel like we shouldn't be so angry about it. Instead, we should be trying to build on top of it. I am 100% part of the Black American community. I listen to the music, I eat the food, I go to the parties, but quite frankly, everybody kind of has a different view on the world. The standpoint that I saw it from was, my parents came here, they worked their ass off. I'm not saying that I was well off, I never was. So I kind of feel like I did get the real African American experience because my father was locked up, my mom raised 4 kids by herself. We need to be able to put ourselves in other people's shoes. I notice in the Black community that once somebody gets on, or once someone becomes rich or gains notoriety, they become a whole different species of human being. They want to boast about it. They want to put everybody else down that is not on their level. Everything opposite of what they should be doing. And whenever I hear music talking about how, oh, I came up and all y'all is just gonna be down there forever, it really hurts me. Even though it has nothing to do with me, because I'm building my own success on my own. I kind of feel bad about it because it subconsciously tells your people that they are useless and that they will never be anything, and I feel like it shouldn't be that way. If anything, it needs to be the other way around. Nobody needs to boast while your people are still in a bad position, and Black Americans are still in a very bad position. There's no power. They don't have any media outlets that are run solely by Black people with good causes and good purposes. And one thing that we need to take advantage of as Black Americans is social media. Nobody knew social media was gonna be here. The people who are trying to oppress us still don't know how to oppress everybody with a camera, or everybody with the iPhone, everybody with an Android that could film themselves and upload it to YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. If you are a Black person and you aren't a stereotypical hood nigga, drug dealer, stripper. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those things. Get your money, because we know the system is not set up for you. But you know, there are other stereotypes of Black people that are out there that are not enough. I just want to challenge all the Black people that are doing good things in their life to give other Black kids who don't see these good and these positive role models something to look at, something to look forward to, because everybody, even the Black kids that are born in the suburbs, feel like the only way out is to become a drug dealer and start rapping, or to become an athlete, or to become a stripper. We need to be able to bridge this wealth gap between white America and Black America. And we can't keep looking out for handouts from white America, because quite frankly, they don't give a damn. And like I said before, put yourself in their shoes. If you were one of the faces of the most powerful race on earth, would you want that to change? No. I can't be mad at white people for not wanting to change the situation that they're in. Why would they want to close that wealth gap? It's so messed up that they took human beings from their birthplace. And then they brought them to a different place where they're already human beings, killed those people, brought these people in to build their land, and then when they were done, they pushed them away and said, we don't need you guys anymore. That's completely BS. And I don't understand how after 400 years, we are still here letting this happen. Something's got to change. The generation before us, sorry to say, our grandparents, our moms and stuff like that, they didn't really do much to help the state of Black Americans in America. Okay, they didn't really do much. They were scared. No one could blame them. Look what they did to Emmett Till. One thing we got to do is stop being scared. We are some of the most beautiful, strongest, smartest people on this earth. Because of our natural kind-heartedness, we don't realize what is being done to us. And because of that, we can't use our anger to fix things. Throughout history, whenever something needed to be done, whenever something needed to be fixed, they always got angry and rebelled. And in order for anything to be fixed in the United States, you have to be angry and you have to rebel. But we have to be smart about this because America has a very strong military. So you don't want to run down the streets breaking windows and stuff. You've got to plan things out. You've got to understand time and understand that things are going to take time. It might take 100 years for us to finally close the wealth gap bridge between the Black American and the white American. It could take a really long time, but it has got to start somewhere. And I understand it might not be my place to talk about it, but I just so happened to build a little platform for myself, and I vowed it to myself that I won't use my platform for bullshit. Okay, there are celebrities out here who want to make a statement. They want to do this, they want to do that, but they're tiptoeing around the fact. They don't understand that their audience is so large that anything they say can get done. If Beyonce could give you guys a visual of what America would be like if white people and Black people were on the same level, why wouldn't she? Are you just here for our money, or are you here to fix things? If you have anything more than 1,000 followers anywhere, your voice is big and you have to speak up about things. You have to talk about things. The Black community needs trust. They need loyalty. We need to be able to trust ourselves. We need to be able to be loyal to ourselves. We need to hire our people. We need to tell our people when they're doing something wrong. We need to give our people an extra chance. We need to look at our sisters and brothers and be like, you are me, so I do not want to disrespect you. Our community needs respect. We need to rid ourselves of envy by always helping people when they need to be helped in any way that you can. And to go along with that, you need to be grateful when somebody helps you, even if it's just a little bit, because they didn't have to help you at all. We need to be honest, and we need to know how to communicate. We need to build understanding. We need to learn how to take ourselves out of our bodies and put them into somebody else's and see from their eyes what they're really going through. A lot of celebrities are living this lifestyle of, I'm rich and I'm famous. I don't see what you guys are going through. I don't understand. You guys are tripping. White people support me. You guys are tripping. But that's not really what it is. If you weren't a celebrity, what would you be doing right now? You wouldn't have a real job. You probably wouldn't have a good education. So take yourselves out of your shoes for a second in your $1 million mansions and get inside of the bodies of people who are less fortunate. We need to think logically. We need to use common sense. We don't need to act right when we think of something. You don't have to act initially. You have to think about things and you have to plot. If someone did something wrong to you, you wouldn't want to just go on their social medias and send them a friend request because they're going to know that you're coming for them. You got to be sneaky. We need to literally forget about other races. I don't care what you guys are doing. I don't care how you're treating me, as long as I'm good, as long as my people are good. Other races don't give a damn about us. We could walk into their establishment and be highly qualified for a job and they'll still give it to somebody else just because they don't want a Black person tainting their corporation or their establishments. We just need to flip the tables and give them a taste of their own medicine. Walk into our own establishment. We're gonna look at you. You could be highly qualified, but go get a job somewhere else. That's the type of shit we need to be on. And we can't feel bad about it. Do you think white people feel bad that we're oppressed? Hell no, they don't give a damn. Why do we feel bad when Black people retaliate to some shit that white people did to us? We can't. Whenever it comes to a Black person, we gotta be on their side. Because that's what they do. And that's the reason why a white person can get probation for trying to strangle a kid, and a Black guy will go to jail for 10 years for having a bag of weed. We need to have our backs no matter what. It doesn't matter what type of authority you have. If you have authority and you're Black, use it to help Black people. Whether you're a security guard at the club, whether you're a police officer and you pull over a girl for speeding, she Black, let her go. You know what I mean? You could do little things like that that's gonna help our community, and it's gonna give us our privilege. Can Black people have Black people privilege? Maybe I'm sitting somewhere I'm not supposed to sit and a security guard is like, oh, you're not supposed to sit there, but because you assisted, you good. You know what I mean? And then if someone else comes and sits there, he'd be like, hey, you gotta get up. These are things that you could do. The person is just a security guard, but that's the little bit of authority he has, and he should use it to his advantage. I'm not trying to be against any other race because I love all races. I just love Black people more. Is that a problem? I'm sure you like your race more than you like any other race as well. That's confidence. It's not racism. And we need to stop making it seem that because white people love themselves, as they should, that they're being racist towards us. We just need to switch it around. We need morality checks. We need good esteem, good self-esteem. Black people need to know that they're better in order to do better. Music, TV, and social media that is bad influence on our society should be snubbed. We should look down upon it. Lift up the good morals and delete the bad ones. Why can't there be a TV show called Love in HBCU? Oh, don't point me. Okay? We need more education and we need more jobs for the educated. Because literally at this point, there are more jobs for Blacks that are uneducated than there are for Blacks who are educated. And I'm not gonna blame it on the white person. It's not their fault. We need to open up our businesses. We need to put our money where our mouth is. We need to stop complaining and make moves. I watch channels on YouTube like Paris Milan and Chrissy who talk a lot about the injustices in the Black community. As I've been watching and getting used to seeing this type of content, I started to realize that they just make videos bashing the other race for our problems. We can't keep bashing other races for where we are right now. We literally need to come up with a solution and fix it. Chrissy talks a lot about colorism and how dark-skinned women have been disadvantaged and light-skinned women and mixed people aren't Black and stuff like that. All things that are very true and very relevant, but that's not what we need to be worried about right now. That's not what we need to focus on right now. Let's figure out how to fix ourselves first, and then we could deal with what's going on inside of our community. The same way that Black Americans have a different culture than African Americans is the same way that African Americans have a different culture than Africans. One thing that none of us could fight against is that we all came from the motherland. Some of us may not know what part, but that's okay. That means you need to have an African diet and an African skincare routine, an African hair care routine, because they don't do things like that for us here. Shea butter comes from Africa, the west part of Africa. Black soap comes from Africa, the west part of Africa, where most Black Americans came from. And that's the reason why this type of stuff is so good for your hair and your skin. You need to go back. If you know any African people, ask questions. Figure out a few things about the country that you might be coming from. We need to put our money where it matters. There's so many rich and successful Black people. I'm not just talking about athletes and singers, okay, and rappers. I'm talking about investors and Fortune 500 company owners that are Black. Yes, there are some. We know Oprah don't care about us. We know Michael Jordan don't care about us. Why is it that once someone gets on, gets big, and is capable to help their community, they don't? What is stopping them? These are the things that we need to figure out, okay? Whenever somebody is being influential and somebody's trying to help the community, something happens to that person. What happens to these people? Where did Tupac go? You know what I'm saying? Like, all this stuff is just too crazy for me. It's overwhelming. We need a whole new curriculum. We know that they've been lying to us. We know that Africans didn't sell Black people to white people. We know that these white people came to our land with guns and took our people and left us in mourning, okay? Imagine you being stripped from your sister or brother. You think your brother or sister is gonna just be like, yeah, give me $100. What currency were white people using in a continent that's not their own to convince African people like, hey, sell us your people? There was no currency that we could both exchange. They stole you guys. And they teach us that Africans sold these people. How? How much money did you give a West African river girl to buy her sister? You're lying. And that's all they do is lie to us. And we need to realize that. We need to drop religion, this religion that they brought to manipulate us and to take our women, rape, steal, cheat, kill, all of that. We need to drop that shit. And we need to think with logical minds and common sense. We need people to write curriculum for us. There are so many journalists and so many writers out there who need jobs. All we need is funding. The funding should come from the government. But I'm gonna get into that later, you guys. If you like where I'm going with this, I have a lot more to say. My camera keeps overheating, so I'm gonna end it right here. I'm getting a new camera next week. So you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be back on and I'm gonna actually give you guys the details. I wanted to say to the Colin Kaepernicks of the world and the LeBrons of the world and all the people that are helping donate that I don't know their name because they're doing it privately. I want to say thank you guys so much for helping your community. Everybody that is helping the Black community any way they know how. I appreciate you, and I don't think you guys get that a lot. You don't get that. You guys don't get that at all. So I just wanted to say thank you so much if you've ever done anything to help the people in your community, because this is what we need. We need to stand with each other, but we also need to think bigger, because it's bigger than this. Subscribe. Make sure you go out and do wonderful things in the world, and make sure no drama comes from anybody but me, because I'm your baby mama. I love you. Give me a kiss. Bye. And that was Amara Reyal with her think piece on Black privilege. If you guys are interested in more topics like this, please make sure to tune back in to Amara Reyal, subscribe, and watch some of our other videos.